Hey, what's going on, guys? Josh here for Classic Elite, and this is a hardware review. Hardware review of what? Bam! Nexus 7 tablet, yo. This is what I'm going to talk about. Absolutely, before I even begin the review officially, absolutely the best Android tablet on the market. Entry price point of $200 if you want an 8 gig model, $250 if you want to double your memory and go for the 16 gig model. Either way, you can't go wrong. $200 is the entry point, and what an entry into the tablet market they have done here with Google and Asus coming together to produce this fantastic product. The absolute, bar none, best 7-inch tablet out there today, right now. Fantastic. So I'm going to tell you right now to go buy one, but don't stop watching the video. I'm going to tell you why you want one. So if you need further proof than me just telling you to buy one, keep watching. I'm going to break it all down, and then you're going to go buy one. Alright, so here we go. Here's a shot of it on a table. Wow, it looks great on a table. 10 points. Okay, just kidding. No, it does look good on a table. But what's even better is when you actually get a look at it up close. And please excuse my reflection. I'm looking at the monitor to see what I'm actually doing. So here it is. You can see the tablet on the table. First thing you're going to notice, it's 7 inches. It fits very nicely in your hand. Right here, bam, I can one-hand it. Now, going off, I'm going to flip it around and look at the back first. Now, the back, as you can see, it's got a real nice sort of engraved Nexus logo right there. And on the bottom, it's got Asus, who I absolutely love. Those guys, I built the computer, but it's using mostly Asus parts. I'm a long-time loyal fan of their brand. But anyway, below the Asus name, you have your speaker right here, this little bar that I keep running my thumb along. That's the speaker for the device. Now below that, you've got your mini USB and your audio jack if you want to plug in headphones or external speakers. It's right there. Anyway, fantastic back. I really like it. It's rubbery. It's got a real nice look to it. It's kind of textured. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it's got little kind of holes in it, sort of like little pinpoints all over it, like a golf ball. They give it a nice grip. So, like, put it on the table here, it moves, but not real freely. It's not going to, like, slide off the table. If you want to prop it up and watch a movie, you can, be pretty assured that it's going to stay put. That's really nice. Get it flipped up here the right way. Okay, going back to the back. So that's really cool, and it also makes it easier to hold in your hand because of that rubberiness. It kind of, got enough grip in your hand to make sure that it's not going to go away. And the edges are rounded. I don't know if you can. You can see here. It's really nice, really smooth. It's just great. Even better for holding and propping up, and just looks way better than just being squared off. Rounded all the way around. Round at the corners, round on the back to front. It's beautiful. Mentioning the bottom again, though, one negative side is the audio jack right here is on the bottom of the device. So if I was going, I get it for some reasons, because I'll mention in a sec, the way you plug it into like a dock, when those come out, this will be on the bottom and maybe it'll plug right in, and that's how you're going to get your speaker sound. That works. But in terms of, like, if I want to plug it in and watch something up this way, here's the audio jack. It's just awkward. It's not great. But going back to the bottom, I don't know if you can tell. See, it's on this side here. There are these little pins, and that on the bottom here is what's going to be your dock connector. So you're going to plug it into a base, and this is what's going to actually, be your pins there for it to connect to, which I don't get why it couldn't just be this thing, but whatever. If you just want to slap it on something and have it work without having to plug something into that port or into this. So anyway, just a point of note, that's on the bottom. Also on the bottom is, I don't know if you can see it. Oh gosh, this is hard to point out. There's a little teeny hole here, and that is the microphone. You have one microphone there, and there's another microphone, and I forget where it's at. I'm looking for it here on the top, right here. You see that little hole there? That's the other microphone. Because this thing does have a mic, and you can use it for a few neat little features. Going back to let's go on the side before I go on the front. On the side here, we've got some buttons. power button right here. You can hold it in, start the device, hold it in, turn it off. Does what you need it to. And there's a volume rocker, so I can turn the volume down, turn the volume up. It's kind of nice. I can hold it in my hand and hit, power on, and it turns the device on. If I want to turn it off, I'd hold the button in, and it would ask me power off, airplane mode, silent mode. So cool, handy. Oh, shut the screen off there. And volume rocker, which I don't know if it's going to show you the volume on the screen now. Yeah, there it is. So I can do that, and when that comes on, then I could just, drag it myself if I wanted to. So kind of cool. And then boom, hit the volume thing, and it's got what that slider is. What is that? I guess is that my mic input? I guess I really should know that. Here, let's. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Too many buttons. All right, turn that up. Whatever it is, go up. All right. Now back to the front. So it's 7-inch tablet. It's really nice. I like the fact it's not so close to the edge. If you notice, I'll turn it on. It's got a little bit of a border here on the side, so pretty comfortable. I can put my thumbs here on the side and not worry about hitting the screen or doing something, interrupting a movie if I was watching it. Bam. All right. Now, nice startup screen. If you want to turn it on, there's different ways you can lock it with little motions like that I keep doing. But I just have the basic. I can slide it down to unlock. I can slide it up to go straight into the Google search, but I'm going to slide it down. And as you can see, if I could speak, as you can see, it's a pretty basic startup. It's running Jelly Bean 4.1, so that's the newest, latest, greatest way to interface with your Android device. Doesn't get any better than that right now, guys. Doesn't get any newer than that right now. But all in all, the interface is very familiar if you have an Android device and you've been running some of the more recent updates, but pretty basic touchscreen. I don't have a whole lot on here, but it's all on the front screen here. Pretty familiar. I like the fact you've got your most used things here on the bottom. By default, they put on, a suite of YouTube stuff here, Chrome. I said suite of YouTube stuff. Suite of Google stuff that includes YouTube, Chrome, Google Earth, Maps, Google+, Gmail, all that good stuff right there. So you can have little folders, sort of like what you have on the iPhone and some other devices like these. You got the bookstore, whatever their book thing. You got the Play Store, which I can pop open real quick. And I really like it. You buy this device, you get $25 in Google credit that you can use on the store, which if you have a phone, works between both devices because it's one account. So I bought a few games here with my Google Play money, and then I've also put them on my phone sitting over there. Pretty neat. So the store, not reviewing the store, but they've really come a long way in terms of getting one unified marketplace across devices, and that's really something they needed. So fantastic. Not a lot on here. I always go to games. Yet, and you can search there, get some different categories. Not a whole lot on the store at the moment, but they're getting there, and I really applaud them for putting forth a big push in terms of, how should I put this, quality. And on the front here, you can see, going back to the device and not rambling, it's got the other stuff here on the bottom that I don't really use a whole lot of. And I got, some stuff I've bought here on the bottom. It's got widgets. I'm not a big widget guy, but there's a lot of neat ones you can do for flipping through photos really quick. You got, clock widgets and stuff like that you can get on the marketplace or install, if you go online and want to do it that way. But basic stuff, like there's my Gmail. I'm not going to open that up. Right on the front. Here's Google+, so I can pop that open. And they got a really nice tablet interface for Google+, so I can cycle through here and see a bunch of neat things. Pretty cool, all in all. I'm not a big Google+ guy, but I know a lot of people who are, and they like it, and it works great. And then I got Facebook. Everybody knows Facebook. I can pop Facebook open just for a second. Give it a minute to load here. Yeah, the Google+ loads a lot faster than Facebook, but we all know Facebook. Pictures of babies, blah, 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 blah. My kids, firefighter. Yep, there you go. So going back to the home screen, which I would do by tapping this little home button here. Back to the beginning. So let's talk about this stuff here on the bottom. So any open apps, boom, I can hit right here. I can cycle through, closing those out more or less, get them off there. But if I wanted to cycle between things very quickly, that's a great button. You tap that and you can get around. It's all your recent apps. You got the home button, which if I tap again, does nothing. I got a back button, does nothing, because I don't have anything open. Let's open something. I'll show you. Let's open web browser. So let's go to Chrome. So Chrome's going to pop open here, and I want to go to, close that tab. Oh, Classic Elite. How convenient is that? Bam. There's Classic Elite. And loaded pretty quickly. Trying to get scrolling here. Our site is a little more intensive because it's got the sliders, it's got a lot of pictures, it's got videos embedded into it. But still, for a tablet, that loaded very quickly. So yeah, you can see what we're doing. You know, slider should kick in. There we go. Pretty nice. You get tab browsing. Boom, I want to go somewhere else. Let's say I want to go to IGN. Bam, IGN, search for it, hit it. Waiting, going to IGN, and their website loads up. Pretty intensive, but I'm loading these sites because it serves the purpose of showing this is a nice browser, way better than the Kindle Fire when it launched. And not to draw comparisons, I shouldn't be comparing one device to another, but they're both $200 tablets, and let's face it, the Kindle Fire web browsing is kind of junky and really poor in comparison to the Nexus 7, which just does everything very well and handles it like a champ. Get back to home. Alright, let's go to Bump and go to YouTube. Now, they have a nice YouTube interface. Bam, all loads up here really quick. I gotta stop saying the word bam. So I could watch all kinds of different videos. Like if I want to stop here on one that doesn't look too offensive or something, I don't know what I'm going to find here. Girl drinking beer with boobs. Alright, we'll click that. As you can see, I can cycle through all the stuff on the bottom. I can watch this thing on top. I can zoom in. Yeah, see? And it's a really nice streaming device. I mean, I have no problem streaming anything at all when it works and this guy isn't video crazy and I'm not hitting the power button. Alright, here we go. Gonna go back. So I'll hit the back button. I can cycle back. And the nice thing is, you know, the YouTube thing flips because I'm now in a landscape mode. I can go back again and go back to here. Now you noticed this does not have a landscape mode. It does not change the position or anything of the apps. You're always going to hold it upright. Not a big deal. I mean, a lot of things in app, like the web browsing, you know, Netflix, of course, things like that work when you turn it sideways, but not your default screens where you're going to select your apps and everything, not your home stuff. Speaking of Netflix, it's really hard to look at the screen over there, which is over that way, and control this device right here. It's a little more responsive when I'm not trying to multitask in the way that I am. But here's Netflix, and it's great. It is very similar to the Netflix interface you see on a lot of other devices. It reminds me very much of the PlayStation 3 Netflix interface, and it's super responsive. I mean, I can cycle through stuff like crazy, and you know, it's got everything I want on it. And if I want to stream something, like what's something I've watched here recently? Something that won't embarrass me. Everything's going to embarrass me. There's a lot of anime on here. But let's go to Samurai Champloo. And I'm not saying that right. Go ahead and tell me I'm wrong. So Netflix. How long does it take Netflix to load up over Wi-Fi on the Nexus 7? I don't know. I wasn't counting. But not very long. Because bam, here I am. I'll hold it up here a little closer. You can see Funimation. I'm going to buffer, skip on up ahead. That was pretty quick. It's looking really nice. Skip on ahead again, see how quickly it does it. Turn the volume up. And here's one of the few downsides of the device is the speaker is not that great. So your little soundbar here doesn't put out a ton of audio, which is sort of a bummer. I really wanted to throw this thing on the treadmill and run and listen to it, but it's just not quite loud enough. And even listening to it now, the speaker doesn't get very loud. You're going to have to buy some external speakers or headphones if you want to listen to this in a crowded place or, you know, something like that. You can hear my phone vibrating off in the corner. Better see what that is. Alright, I don't know who that was, but getting back to the review at hand. So that's the device as a whole. We're watching a bunch of different cool stuff here. Let's go and check out the Kindle app. So reading books is going to be a big popular thing on here. A lot of people are going to want to do I've got the Uncharted book right here, and as you can see, text is pretty easy to read on here. It may not come across very well with the with the webcam and everything, but if you want to read a book on here, it's fantastic. It's going to work very, very well. Perfect size for reading a book, 7 inches. I think, bigger tablets, it's a little too much, but these smaller ones, 7 inches, best size for reading a book. You can do your pinching and your stretching. You can, all your options that are standard for your Kindle devices. And, I can skip ahead, and it's got bookmarks that you can see popping up here in the corner. Don't want to pull that menu down. And there we go. So you got, you can shop in the Kindle thing, which will load up a web browser, and you can go in there and do your thing, remove the bookmark, blah, 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 blah. Stuff. Kindle. You guys have seen a Kindle before. Other stuff you can do, there's a comics app on here. So if I want to go and, read a comic book, which I don't think I have any downloaded yet, but we'll just look at some pictures here. Jack Kirby, famous comic artist. You can see it's going to look pretty well. I can't zoom here, I guess, on the preview. But comics are going to be great on this device. I think tablets are a great way to consume your comic media, and especially with apps like Comixology and the DC one that's DC specific. Let's see, let's try another one. So if I want to go here, look at some more panels. Great. Very colorful, very bright. Turn it sideways. Can't zoom. I just want to zoom really, really bad, and I can't. You probably can in the real comic, but just not these little previews. Comics are great. Books are great. You want to read on it? You've got it. Now, what if I want to game on the device? And that is what we're all about here at Classic Elite. You can absolutely game on this device. I've already talked about Final Fantasy in a previous review. Angry Birds is a great one. Everyone talks about Angry Birds. I bought Angry Birds on my phone, on my Android phone a while back. You're too loud. So I bought Angry Birds on my Droid phone a while back, and the great thing was, on this device, since I'm using the same account, I downloaded it again. I didn't pay any extra for it. I can't say that every app works that way, but several do. So here I am, Angry Birds in space. Boosh. Killing pigs. With birds. Killing birds. Because I want to kill pigs. Cool, it works. It's fun. Now, that's not super impressive. Let's try Shadowgun. This is a THD version, optimized for the Tegra 3, which is the beastly powerful quad-core CPU that's in this device. And that's not really... this just doesn't do it justice. I can't wait to see something that really pushes this device to its absolute limits. But I guess maybe I should have mentioned that sooner. This thing is powered by the brand spanking new, beautiful Tegra 3 processor, quad-core device. I mean, it's amazing. So here we go, waiting out to load up here. And the Tegra 3, it's amazing for general applications, but what really shines right now is gameplay and games that just have outstanding visuals, which is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to show you some Shadowgun. This is the higher res version of the game. Turn that down. Higher res version of the game than your standard Shadowgun. I'm not very good at it. Kill some dudes. Switch my gun. I haven't played this in a while. There we go. Killing bad guys! Alright, going up here. Kill more bad guys. It controls pretty well. I'm just not very good at tablet games. You want to talk about a guy who's good at tablet games? Talk to Tony. Tony is the man. Which he also reviewed this game a while back, and he really liked it, and I really like it. Yeah. And if you want to play the best looking version of Shadowgun, you're going to need to play it on the Nexus 7 tablet. See, some great little cutscenes. It's literally Gears of War, or Gears of War-esque, in terms of visuals and basic gameplay on a tablet. Take it anywhere you want. So, gonna jump out of here. Yep, there we go. And anything I've opened recently is going to be in this little thing. So if I wanted to go back to, my Netflix. Boom, there it is. Let's see, I'm going to go back home. And I want to, let's say I jump back into my book. I'm reading my book. And, oh, you know what that reminded me of something? I want to YouTube video that. I want to see if there's something out there on that book. Yep. I can do that. I can pop in and out of stuff very quickly, very easily, very efficiently on this device. It's fantastic. And if you've had an Android device before, the basic interface in terms of stuff like, I don't know what they call this screen here, but where your apps are located, very familiar with that. Widgets are over there. If I want to put a widget on the front screen, it's pretty easy. Let me find one I wouldn't mind putting on the front. Let's just do the clock. So hold my finger here, and I want to put it over here on the second screen. Oh, too far. Go back. Go back. All right. I'll put it here. And there it is. I can add an alarm, do all that stuff. But it's going to be a clock. Right there. Not real exciting. But let's talk about the screen again. It's a beautiful screen, fantastic screen. I really, really like it. And it's not as good as like a Retina display. But did I mention this thing is only $200? So for $200 to get a device that plays games as well as it does, with games like Shadowgun, and you know, Netflix is beautiful on it, and web browsing is super slick and fast and responsive, I would expect to pay a lot more than $200. This is beautiful. It's a fantastic product. Can't recommend it enough. And trying to think if there's something else I want to show you guys on here. Oh, I know what I want to do. Check this out. So you can do it by just, you know, like if I lock the device, and when I want to bring it up, I can go straight up here and go into my Google menu here and search for stuff. Or if I want, I can grab the home button, drag it up, and do it this way. And let's say I want to look something up, sort of Siri-like. Oh. The source Erie-like. So I just looked up Lake Erie. Now let's go back. Let's try something else. I'm going to look up the weather. What is the weather today?
The forecast for Summit today is 91 degrees with a chance of storm.
There you go. Really nice. They've come a long way. And then, you know, I got web stuff here in the bottom if I want to go further into it. I could look up, let me try something complicated. I don't know why am I doing that? I don't have to do that. Paranerds Podcast. Paranormal podcast, exactly what I wanted. It's not quite there in terms of being perfect, but it's kind of handy. If I'm lying in bed and I'm very lazy and I just want to search for something, I can do a voice search. Kind of handy. That's where those speakers come in. And there's also, I'll show you guys, there's the camera that's on here. Let's say I want to take a picture, which I forget how you do that. I think it depends on the app, but I want to take a picture for Google Plus, maybe. There you go. There's me. Hi, me. How you doing? I'll take a picture. Bam. And I just took a picture of me sticking my tongue out on the device. And gave you guys my address, which I'm not going to do. But it's cool. I like it. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. I got widgets. So, all in all, great device. You can see physically, very solid, very sound. It's got a little bit of a weight to it, but not a real bad weight. You know, it just feels very solid. I wouldn't worry about dropping it once or twice. 3 times, I might worry. But, great device. Not really many negative things to say about it, other than the fact that the speaker isn't very loud, and I don't like where that audio jack is placed on the device. I wish it was up here somewhere on the top. I should show you that. But yeah, I really like this, and I think it is, again, I'll say it a million times, and I'll keep saying it, this is the best Android device in terms of a tablet, best Android tablet on the market right now, and if not the best $200 price tablet that is out there at all. Alright, so that was my review. Essentially just a love letter in video form to the Nexus tablet. I love you. This thing is great. How can you not buy one? If you already have a tablet, I understand. Don't buy one. If you don't have a tablet and you're thinking about buying one, this thing right here, don't get your iPad, don't get a Kindle Fire, get the Nexus 7 tablet, alright? It's got the Tegra 3 processor, it's got Jelly Bean 4.1. Did I mention Asus put this beast together? How many times can I say I love Asus? My computer is like 90% Asus. Those guys make everything from GPUs to motherboards and optical drives. Everything you want, these guys make. They have credentials, they have the skills, and it's proof right here that they can also do tablets, which they have other tablets on the market, but no, this one right here, this is the one you want to buy. Yeah, I'm going to put it down because I'm going to drop it. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for watching. If you want to see more of what we got to do, then check out the channel. We're on YouTube, we're on G2PO, we're all over the place. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. We got a website, ClassicLead.com. Go there, see what we're into. We got a podcast. We're all over the place, covering everything from tech to games and, you know, nerd in general. We're just a bunch of nerds. Check us out. We're all over the place, like I said. Got no excuse not to. If you like this video, rate, subscribe, do all that stuff. We'd really appreciate it. And that's it. That's the whole spiel. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Hope you all have a great day. Nexus 7 tablet, yo.